He was ready when he walked in and sat down in the president's chair. His whole lifetime had been in preparation for this moment. He seized it.
Not one for the spotlight. He prefers the back pew in church, back table at events. But when his friend Tom wasn't downstairs and ready for the walk to school each morning, Richard Gilman sipped coffee with adults while he waited for Tom. A mind for math and compelled to help others, he tutored the same kids he went to school with and learned early on to build consensus by convincing his friends to join an exclusive club called the C.C.C. Only at their first club meeting did they realize that they were actually part of the Chair Crew Club and would be setting up hundreds of folding chairs before every school event for the next year. A future colleague would observe that Richard had a knack for seeing the forest, but ignoring the trees. Details were less important to him than the big picture. After college, he resumed teaching, this time officially, as a Brother of the Holy Cross in Ghana, Africa, for 5 years. But he did come back to teach at Catholic high school, where he'd eventually become principal and president. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. When a 2-year college in northern Indiana with an average enrollment of less than 200 asked him to be their third president, Richard set out to grow the programs, the staff, and especially the students. With the help of trustees and staff, he began asking for significant donor support, a decision that would change the face of Holy Cross College forever. He worked with trustees like Brian Regan to raise money for residential housing so that the school could transition from a 2-year college to a 4-year college, offering baccalaureate degrees in 9 majors. When the dorms opened, Richard himself stood near the entrance in amazement at the parade of cars as students came rolling in. When Regan told him they'd finally raised enough money to build Pulte Hall, Richard was so excited he got a ticket for speeding in Roseland. When he introduced the capstone concept, it was so that Holy Cross students will be prepared almost like PhD students as they entered into the world upon graduation. He opened the doors to the world, invited Iraqi students to come to Holy Cross as a way to build a more peaceful world. What he got were poets and concert pianists, one who played at Carnegie Hall. When poor students, wherever they came from, had no money for the books they would need, somehow they still got their books. But if you ask students what changes their lives the most at Holy Cross, they'll tell you that it's the service and mission trips Brother Richard brought to the school. You grow up almost overnight when you see how much you have compared to people in Ghana, Mexico, Peru, or India, places where students can connect with the congregation of Holy Cross Network. When you see how happy they can be without the material things we all take for granted, it changes you forever. Seeing these kids mature and transform intellectually is the single most gratifying thing for Richard. He's led the staff in a special way too, supporting them, pushing them, never allowing them to lose the nurturing character of this place in the process. When an Ohio farm family whose children had never gone to college sent their daughter Katie to Holy Cross, they were worried. But when every administrator who answered the phone knew Katie by name, they realized it was the best place in the world for her.
I don't know that you honor someone like Brother Richard. You thank him.
Like the kids who come to Holy Cross, Brother Richard has lifted the school itself from adolescence into adulthood. Attendance, over 500 now. Where once there were no athletic programs, now there are 13, and grants and aid to go with them. The 2-year commuter college in northern Indiana, now a 4-year college with 9 majors. Vincent Academic Center, Millennium Arch, Hardesty Plaza, the Colonel Reagan Flag Complex, File Recreation Center, outdoor athletic fields and residence halls that never existed before. Jill, Mark, Miguel, Ton, and thousands more like them. Thank you, Brother Richard.
He made God a part of everybody's life. In turn, God blessed us through his devotions.
Brother Richard Gilman, C.S.C., President, Holy Cross College, Notre Dame, Indiana.
If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why